This is Kelso Surgeon. Thank you very much for tuning in for another session of Handicapping 101. Talking today about Friday NBA and baseball. Before we get into it, just a couple of facts I want to throw at you. You know, the underdogs have dominated in the NBA playoffs at this point in time here. After 19 games, the underdogs are 14-5 against the number, and that means only 5 favorites have covered since the playoffs begun. Whether that trend continues remains to be seen. I've got a giant NBA play tomorrow, a 100-unit play. Don't miss it. We'll talk more about it later. Also, just a quick note on baseball that the Texas Rangers remain the best team in baseball, period. The New York Mets have replaced the Houston Astros as the worst team in baseball. And I mean, the Mets are really bad, and they won't get any better. Now, tonight is a big night for me. I'm going for another winning baseball parlay. Last night, my Best Bets Club went 2-0, intend to go 3-0 tonight with the parlay, winning on 2 sides and then winning the parlay. Also tonight, my 25-unit National League Game of the Week. On Thursday, on Wednesday, won my American League Game of the Week as the Cleveland knocked off Kansas City. And then in basketball tonight, using just one of the games, releasing one of these games as a 15-unit play. Now, let's get into a couple of things here that I think are very important. I got off to a real shaky start in the NBA playoffs. Win one day, lose the next, win by a point, lose by a point. It's been, as my good friend Jimmy Vaccaro would say, it's kind of been a chop suey week. But I want to say something reinforce something that I think is extremely important. I'm off to this mixed start in the NBA playoffs, but I can assure you one thing. I'm doing the right things every single day, and the money will come home, period. You know, I don't have any excuses when I lose, and I don't crow like a rooster when I win. You know, I've always said racehorses get beat because they run too long in one spot. Basketball teams get beat because they don't score enough points. It's as simple as that. No excuses, but just remember one thing, that I know what I'm doing in the NBA, and I absolutely will get the money for you. Now, in tonight's games, you know, there's a couple of things that I wanted to, some trends that I wanted to express to you. You know, I'm not a big fan of trends during the regular season, a bit more so in the playoffs. I've always said that if you use trends to win basketball games or football games or whatever, you'll end up broke for certain. But there's a couple of things. You know, tonight we have the Boston Celtics at the New York Knicks. A couple of things you might want to take into consideration. New York is 25-13 against the number when playing against the team with a winning record this season, and of course Boston has a winning record. And it's one of these things that also that Boston, while they've gone 12-2 in the last 14 meetings with the Knicks have prevailed in the against the spread department by an 8-6 margin. You know, we have Orlando at Atlanta. Atlanta is 16-25 at home this season. Just something to keep in mind. Also, maybe this is a counter to that. Orlando is only 13-22 against the spread when playing a team with a winning record this season. I guess those are conflicting, but that's what handicapping is all about. Now we have the Los Angeles Lakers at New Orleans. The only thing I can tell you about this is in the last 13 games between the Lakers and the Hornets, the games have gone over the number 8 times. Last but not least, you know, the Lakers have been a weak favorite this season and stand only 35-14 against the spread. Now, let me close things out by simply saying this. Tonight, a 15-unit play in the NBA, a 25-unit National League Game of the Week, and a winning Best Bets Club 2-team parlay. Tomorrow, a 100-unit play in the NBA. All these games available on this site and toll free at 1-800-755-2255. All major credit cards accepted.